Namaste, my witchlings, and welcome to Die the Yoga Witch, the podcast. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I am Di, your favorite yoga witch, and I am so incredibly grateful to have all of you joining me around the cauldron today. The late summer air here in Riverbend is getting that beautiful rose gold tint, and the energy is shifting, isn't it? Isn't it? It absolutely feels like the perfect time to be diving into our theme for August, strength and resilience. So, last week we were talking foundations of strength and really getting into the root of our practice and rooting ourselves deeply in our own personal power and stability. We talked about what it means to build a foundation that can withstand the inevitable storms of life, right? So this week, we elevate our focus from the ground beneath us to the air around and within us. We are exploring something equally fundamental, yet so often overlooked, the power of breath. I have hairs tickling my nose. Okay. It is really, truly astounding, isn't it? From the moment we enter this world, our first cry, a great gasping inhale, our breath is with us from that moment on. It is a constant involuntary rhythm, the metronome of our biology. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Yet, within this simple automatic act, there lies immense power. Power to calm, power to energize, to focus, to release. In so many spiritual traditions, breath is considered the very essence of life itself, the literal bridge between our inner and outer worlds, between the physical body and the subtle, energetic self. So, think about your own life just for a minute. Picture the last time you were startled or frightened. What happened with your breath? You probably gasped a sharp, quick inhale, and then maybe you held it, your whole body going all tense. So, now think about the last time you felt profound relief or contentment. Maybe sinking into your favorite comfy chair at the end of a long day. What was your breath like then? I'd be willing to bet it was a long, slow sigh, an exhale that seemed to drain all attention from your shoulders and came up from your toes, right? When you're anxious or stressed, your breath becomes shallow, rapid, high up in your chest. And when you're calm and relaxed, it naturally deepens and slows, moving into your belly. This isn't just a coincidence, my witchlings. This is a two-way street. Your emotional and mental state absolutely affects your breath pattern. But, and this is where the magic truly lies, your breath pattern can also directly affect your mental and emotional state. Or your emotional and mental state. I can talk. We can consciously choose to step onto that street and change the direction of that traffic. Isn't that cool? Okay. In the yogic tradition, the practice of conscious breathwork is called pranayama, and this works with swerp. My Sanskrit word of our week is pranayama, which I will post about on all of my social medias at some point this week, and it perfectly encapsulates this concept. Prana, right? This is a word that translates to life force, vital energy, or simply just breath. But it is so much more than the air we breathe. Prana is the energetic current that animates everything in the universe. It's in the wind, in the food we eat, in the sunlight we absorb. By consciously working with our breath, we are not just moving air in and out of our lungs. We are actively, intentionally working with our life force, our prana, to cultivate greater strength, clarity, and resilience. Okay, now, for those of you who love to know the science behind the magic, and I know a lot of us do, let's look at what's happening in the body, okay? We are primarily talking about our autonomic nervous system, or the ANS. This is the part of your nervous system that runs all your background programs, your heartbeat, your digestion, your bladder, and yes, your breathing. The ANS has two main branches. We're going to think of them as two separate spell books, okay? First, you have the sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight, flight, or freeze response. It is the ancient primal wiring designed to save you from that saber-toothed tiger that's coming at you. It floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol, increasing your heart rate, and crucially makes your breathing fast and shallow to oxygenate your muscles for quick action. It's incredibly useful, but the main problem with it is our modern brains activate the system for traffic jams, stressful emails, and social media arguments. We end up living in a low-grade state of fight or flight, and that shallow chest breathing becomes our default. Second branch is the parasympathetic nervous system, the PNS, and this is your rest and digest, or feed and breathe system. And this is the magic of healing, recovery, and calm. It lowers your heart rate, diverts your energy back to digestion and repair, and it promotes that feeling of safety and peace. And the master key to all of this, the main switch to activate all of this calming system, is the vagus nerve. Now, I do want to address one thing here, because this is something I live with. If you have dysautonomia, your autonomic nervous system is all out of whack. It's like your fight or flight response is stuck in the on position. We are flying or fighting, and it makes life really interesting. I will address more of this in a few minutes as we get further into it. Let's talk about the vagus nerve first. It is one of my favorite parts of our fantabulously magical anatomy. Now, the word vagus is Latin for wandering, and that's exactly what this nerve does. It wanders from the brainstem all the way down through your chest, your neck, your chest, into your abdomen, connecting to and influencing nearly every major organ along the way. Your larynx, your heart, your lungs, and your stomach. I'm sorry, I'm talking so fast. It's the superhighway of information that is constantly sending signals between your brain and your body. So let's see the important parts. The vagus nerve here is directly stimulated by deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing. When you consciously slow your breath down, especially your exhale, you are manually turning the dial down on your stress response. You're telling your vagus nerve, hey, there's no tiger. We are safe. Stand down. We are good. This sends a signal back to your brain, which then tells the rest of your body to relax. Oh, and I'm having that right now. I'm breathing a little faster, and that's got my whole system and my brain sped up. And see, I need to breathe. Okay, so back to breathing, and it's telling your vagus nerve to chill. This isn't just some magical positive thinking. What am I hitting? This isn't just positive thinking. This is physiological alchemy. You are using your breath to change your body's chemistry and your nervous system's state. It is one of the most direct forms of self-regulation that we have. It is direct. It is powerful. The strength we build here isn't about muscle, though. It's about the resilience of our nervous system. It's the ability to face a stressful situation, feel that initial jolt of the sympathetic system, and then consciously use the breath to guide yourself back to a calm, grounded, centered, parasympathetic state, rather than getting swept away by the panic. I'm guilty of both. when I remember to breathe through some trauma and stuff, I do much better. But I will admit, I am prone to letting my nervous system run away with me. Okay. Now, while we are using the Sanskrit term prana here, this particular understanding of our breath as life force is universal. It appears in traditions all over the world, a testament to a shared human truth. Right? Good. Ha! In traditional Chinese medicine and martial arts, this energy is called qi. Qi flows through meridians in the body, and practices like qigong and tai chi are centered around coordinating breath and movement to cultivate and balance this energy for health and longevity, which is always a good thing. Let's see, what else? In ancient Greece, this one I really enjoyed learning. In ancient Greece, the word was pneuma, Pneuma. Pneuma meant not only breath, but also spirit or soul. To the Stoic philosophers, pneuma was the very breath of the divine, the active organizing principle of the cosmos that was present in literally every living being. That's pretty cool, right? Right, good. In Hebrew tradition, you find the word ruach, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Like pneuma, ruach has a rich, layered meaning of wind, breath, and spirit. In the book of Genesis, it is the ruach of God that moves over the waters, breathing life into creation. So you see, guys, my witchlings, my loves, when we connect with our breath, we are tapping into a stream of wisdom that is as old as humanity. We are remembering what our ancestors knew instinctively, that our breath is our connection to life, to spirit, and to the power that animates the universe. Ooh, so let's bring things back to our yogic lens, though. The concept of prana gets so much more nuanced, and for us witchlings, a bit more magically useful. The tradition of prana, my brain just reversed words on me, I'm sorry. The tradition speaks of prana not as one single energy, but as having 5 primary movements or winds within the body, known as the vayus. And there's the mouse. There we go. Understanding these can help us diagnose our own energy and use our breath with even more intention. Now, we're not going to actually go through the exercises that I'm talking about here, but I want to give you an idea so that you can understand your own inner landscape here. Let's talk about the vayus. First, we have prana vayu. This is our primary energizing force. Its movement is inward and upward. It governs inhalation and the reception of all things, food, water, sensory input, ideas. And when this vayu is balanced, we feel energized and alert. Second, we have apana vayu. Apana is the opposite. Its movement is downward and outward. This governs all forms of elimination and release, exhalation, physical toxins, and also the release of negative thoughts and emotions. A strong apana vayu is essential for letting go. Third, now we're getting to the center. We have samana vayu. This one is at the center of our body, and it's in the area of the navel. Its movement is a spiraling, churning, integrating force. I'm envisioning the chakra that's in the same area. It governs digestion and assimilation. We are not making Borg jokes. It governs digestion and assimilation, turning food into energy and turning information and experiences to wisdom. This is our inner alchemical fire. Then we have Udana Vayu, located in the throat and the head. This Vayu moves upward and directs our self-expression. It governs speech, creativity, and our spiritual growth. This is the energy that helps us speak our truth and connect to higher consciousness. And then finally, there is Vyana Vayu. This wind is diffusive, moving from the center out to the periphery. This governs circulation on all levels, moving prana through the entire network of the body, through our veins, our nerves, and energetic channels, the nadis. It integrates and coordinates all of the other values. Oof. So, just listening and hearing about these, can you get an idea where some of your energy might be stuck or weak? Do you have trouble letting go? Expressing yourself? By simply bringing some awareness to the breath in these different areas of the body, we can begin to influence these subtle energies. I'm very, very, very bad about being able to let go of things. I'm a static Klingon. All right, so we are halfway through our spiel here. So let's take a breath, take a drink, and let my brain go into screensaver mode, apparently. All right. Remember, you guys can always, always, always connect with me on social media as either Dai the Yoga Witch or Yoga with Dai Lin, which is the actual business that I work under. Or you can contact me through the contact form on my website. I do really, really, really love talking to my witchlings. That is fun for me. Now, let's keep going here. All right. Because we are now to the 4 pillars of breath alchemy. Yay! This is fun. Pranayama is one of my favorite aspects of my yoga practice because of the fact I do deal with anxiety, PTSD, and the POTS. We'll talk about the POTS in a minute. So, how can we, in our daily lives, begin to harness the power of breath? We have 4 key principles that I want to discuss. We're not going to practice them again, but I encourage you to explore them on your own. You can find some awesome YouTube videos that I can't come up with the word, but they'll show you how to do it. Guide you through it. That works. Yeah, I'm going to scream the word out here in about 5 minutes. But before we get into these 4 pillars and how to practice them, I want to remind all of you to talk with your doctor before doing some of them. As a woman living with POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means my autonomic nervous system is out of whack. I know that my fellow Potsies might need to be reminded that we in particular have to be mindful of some of these exercises. Bastrika and Kapalbhati should be generally avoided as they can exacerbate our symptoms, even though they are really fun to do. So, and this applies to everyone here. Be mindful of how your body is feeling as you do some of these. Do not rush anything. Start slow, start small, and practice at a safe posture, because if you're like me and a Potsie prone to passing out, we may need to practice in Shavasana or just well propped up with pillows or bolsters. Passing out and hitting the floor during pranayama is not fun. Trust me. All right. So, our first pillar is awareness. This is the foundational spell of all magic, to be honest. You cannot change what you do not first notice. So, This week, I invite you, Witchlings, to become a breath detective. Just notice your breath without judgment and without needing to change it, unless you're short of breath. When a stressful email hits your inbox, what happens to your breath? Does it kind of hitch in your throat and you just kind of start mini panicking? When you are scrolling on your phone, is your breath kind of shallow? Are you even breathing at all? This is actually called screen apnea and is a real thing. People get so invested in what they're scrolling that they literally forget to breathe. Gee, I don't know anything about that. When you're laughing with a friend, how does your breath feel then, though? Is it expansive and joyful? One would hope. How about when you first wake up in the morning? Where do you feel the breath in your body? This is just simple data collection right now. You are simply observing the landscape of your inner world. This awareness is the first and most profound step. Secondly, deep abdominal breathing. I mentioned earlier that many of us become chest breathers, stuck in that low-grade stress response. Learning how to breathe deeply into your belly, or diaphragmatic breathing, this is the antidote. Your diaphragm is a large dome-shaped muscle at the base of your lungs. It's down here. When you inhale properly, it contracts and moves down, creating space for your lungs to fill completely and gently massaging your internal organs. This is what activates the vagus nerve that we talked about at the beginning. An easy way to check in on this, and this is one that I do regularly. As you're breathing, you want to put one hand up here on your heart, one hand down on your belly, and breathe. As you breathe, which hand moves more? As you guys just saw, my upper hand didn't move. Belly hand moves. It's hard for me to... That's what I said. My lower hand moved. I am a musician, and it is honestly very hard for me to focus and chest breathe these days. But if you're in your ideal relaxed state, your hand on your belly should rise and fall more with each breath, while the hand on your chest should stay pretty still. A lot of us are finding that the opposite is true. This is not a failure, though. It is simply a learning opportunity. It is an invitation to retrain your body to find its own natural calming rhythm. And it is easy to explore this while you're lying down, sitting in a chair, anytime you have just a quiet moment to yourself where you can focus on your breath. All right, so that's 1 and 2. So this would be pillars 1 and 2, awareness and abdominal breathing. All right. Next, we have breath retention, or Kumbhaka in Sanskrit. Now, this one is a slightly more advanced technique, and I want to be very, very, very clear. This should always be approached with caution first and some curiosity, but never, ever, ever with force. Do not force yourself to hold your breath, especially if you have high blood pressure, certain heart conditions, or you are pregnant. In these cases, it is best to explore this with a qualified teacher. Hi, that would be me, just not during this. But the concept of this is really, really amazing. Briefly and comfortably pausing the breath, either after the inhale or after the exhale, creates a shift. Holding after the inhale can build an internal charge, a feeling of energy. It helps you spin up. It builds pressure in the lungs, which can increase oxygen absorption, and holding after the exhale, a state known as the void, can be profoundly quieting and surrendering. This can feel like a moment of pure stillness, where the chatter of your mind subsides for a moment. even just a 1 or 2 second pause, a moment of transition between the tides of breath, can change your entire inner state. This is a tool for you to be aware of, something to perhaps research and explore gently on your own. And then our final pillar, the power of the full exhale. This is honestly my favorite, and perhaps most accessible tool for release. We all, as a society, we put so much focus on the inhale, on taking things in, on energizing, that we often forget and neglect the exhale. As I mentioned earlier, the exhale is governed by apana vayu, the energy of release. A full, complete, and slightly extended exhale is the most powerful signal you can send to your nervous system that you are safe. Okay, so let's picture our lungs as a sponge. No, it is not SpongeBob, but it is a sponge. And a normal exhale might squeeze out, 70% of the water. So you just kind of squeeze it. And a full intentional exhale is when you wring that sponge out until the very last drop is gone. This purges stale air and residual carbon dioxide from the bottom of the lungs, and it physically relaxes the muscles of your abdomen and pelvic floor. If you're an asthmatic and you have done a PFT, you know what I'm talking about when they want you to blow and blow and blow and blow until there is nothing left to exhale. That is the kind of exhale we're talking about here. So think of each exhale as a sigh of relief. With it, you can release tension from your jaw, your shoulders, your belly. You can release a frustrating thought. You can let go of an interaction that didn't go well. The exhale is your energetic release valve. When in doubt, breathe out. Lengthening your exhale, even just making it 1 or 2 counts longer than your inhale, is a magic trick for instant calm. I love it. Back to the you can release a frustrating thought. My family watched WWE when I was a kid, and there was a particular wrestler who just grated on my nerves. And I knew that he was one that little girls just sighed and fawned over because he was just, so hot. I couldn't stand him. So when I caught myself sighing every time I saw him on the screen, I'm like, do I like him and not realize it? And because I didn't know that people sighed in frustration as well. That was what I was doing. I was sighing in frustration, so I didn't punch the TV. Just saying. And yeah, it helps calm you down. So, let's bring all of this stuff together in our cauldron here. So, for the next week, I want you guys to see yourself as an alchemist of your own breath. You have these raw materials, your inhale, your exhale, and the pause. And you can combine them to create potions and spells for any kind of situation. Feeling anxious or overwhelmed? Your potion is going to be the lengthened exhale. No special chant needed. Just focus on making your out breath longer than the in breath. Imagine that you're breathing out gray smoke and breathing in clear golden light. This is our calming and release. Unless you live in Western Washington and you are breathing, fire smoke. Then, let's see. Maybe you're feeling sluggish, foggy, or uninspired. You want the deepening inhale. Focus on drawing the breath all the way down into your body, feeling the expansion and the life force, the prana, filling you up. Imagine you are drinking in the energy of the sun with your breath. This one is energizing and awakening. Maybe you're feeling more like me than I am right now and feeling scattered, distracted, or utterly and completely unable to focus. Box breathing. Oh, one of my favorite breathing forms, or breathing exercises forms. This one, I love this one. So, box breathing, you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Hence the box. All 4 sides are equal. This rhythmic, balanced pattern gives your monkey mind something to grasp onto, calming the chatter and hopefully bringing sharp, crystalline focus. This is our spell of clarity and concentration, and it is one that I do frequently. So your breath is always with you. I mean, it's not like you can forget your breath at home, right? It doesn't cost anything, doesn't require special equipment or even a specific location. It is your most immediate and intimate access point to your own inner wisdom, your own magic, and your own unshakable resilience. It is the thread that ties your mind, your body, and your spirit all together. We today have covered some serious ground here, talking about the vagus nerve and the science of it to the spiritual winds of the Vayus. We've touched on how to become more aware of our breath, how to deepen it, breathing into the belly, and how to use our exhale as a profound tool for letting go. I will also say that another thing to do as you are exhaling, the F-bomb is a spell. Trust me. So, your invitation for this week is very, very simple. Observe. Become a student of your own breath. Notice how it shifts with your moods, your activities, your thoughts, and then gently play with being the alchemist. When you feel stressed, see what a longer exhale can do. When you are tired, try a deeper inhale. And there is no right or wrong here. It is your breath, and as long as you're continuing to breathe, we're good. So no right or wrong, only some discovery of what works and what doesn't. And as always, the deeper guided practices I reserve for our sacred circle, and I do invite you all to join me tomorrow night for our guided meditation and yoga nidra, right here, same time, or same place, not same time, where we're going to be exploring some more specific gentle breath techniques to deeply calm our mind and relax our physical body for some amazing rest. And if you are like me, you could definitely use that. All of the details are on my website, yogawithdylyn.com. That is DILYNN.com. Yes, my name is interesting. And please remember to check out my social media and my blog for our Sanskrit word of the week, Prana. I have a really cute graphic that I've shared with it. It shows the word prana in Sanskrit. And I've got a post that delves deeper into this life force. I appreciate you guys joining me today around my wonderful little cauldron here, my witchlings. It is always an honor to share this space with you guys. May your breath be full, your energy vibrant, and your inner alchemist thriving. Until next week or tomorrow, my darling witchlings, blessed be, and remember to always find your magic within. And now go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there is already so much darkness and hate in our world. Try to be a beacon of light and hope for those stumbling in the darkness. And then make sure that your loved ones, human, scaly, furry, or feathered, know what you feel about them, because we have such a limited time. You do not know when that last time you're going to see them will be, and I can tell you that phone call or text message absolutely sucks. I am grateful to the Witchlings who have stuck around here. If you are still with me here at the very end, please do me the honor of liking, sharing, and subscribing, and hit the bell so you know when we're doing this again, and then appease the algorithm gods by leaving me a comment of at least 7 words. Tell me your coffee order, because I'm out of coffee. Or Panic at the Disco has some inspiration for you. Hey, look, die, I made it. Yay! 7 words. Yes, we like that song. And now, get out of the house if you have time still today. Have a fantabulously wonderful day filled with magic and joy. And please, please, please always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you genuinely do have a purpose here, even if you haven't figured it out yet. I was in my 40s before I did. I love you guys to bits, and I will see you soon. Namaste, Witchlings. Your subscription ensures you never miss a moment of mystical insight, especially if you ring that bell, for a deeper dive into exclusive content, behind-the-scenes glimpses, bonus blog posts, monthly rituals, and my weekly yoga classes. Consider popping over to Patreon and joining the coven there. If you're feeling particularly generous, a virtual coffee is always appreciated. This Gen X witch, raised on 80s vibes, thrives on caffeine and a dash of well-placed sarcasm. Are you seeking personalized guidance? Well, in that case, visit yogawithdyliden.com to schedule a one-on-one yoga session where we can work together to restore balance and alignment to your mind, body, and spirit. I'm honored to craft meaningful rituals and services for all life's milestones. House blessings, cleansings, spiritual life coaching, and personalized tarot and pendulum readings are also available. Check out those offerings at dietheyogawitch.com. Don't miss out on your daily doses of divination. Tune in tomorrow for another episode, Monday through Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And there's even more enchantment to weave into your week. Join me for our weekly rituals. Sundays, let's all gather around the cauldron for coffee and cues with Di the Yoga Witch at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. Bring your favorite brew and we'll delve into the mystical and the everyday, answering your questions and sharing the witchy wisdom I've gathered over the last 3 decades. Thursdays, tune into Di the Yoga Witch podcast for a fusion of yoga and witchcraft designed to inspire and uplift. Friday and Saturday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Seattle time, we offer some unique experiences. Fridays are for relaxation and inner connection. We zen our way into the weekend and unwind with guided meditation or yoga nidra asana, tapping into your inner magic and bringing that magical life into your yoga practice. Saturday evenings, brace yourself for Bitch and Witch Angry Veteran Rants. I will be tackling current events that spark my passionate opinions, offering perspectives and suggestions for positive change.